Hey folks, if you enjoyed what you hear, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, click the bell for notifications. Also consider supporting us on Patreon for exclusive perks, and check out our Arts and Media podcast, Words Like That, on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Alright, now shut up and get to it.
Can't handle words like that. Words like that. No, no, no.
Alright folks, super excited about this one. This will be my second full-length non-concert movie reaction, although it does kind of tie into the music motif because it is a musical. This is Tim Burton's adaptation of Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. It stars Johnny Depp. I don't know a whole lot about this. I know directed by Tim Burton, who I really like, and if you haven't checked out, the first movie reaction I did was actually Beetlejuice, which was the first time I'd watched that. I'll try to remember to have a link in the description. Go check that out. Anyway, Johnny Depp, who I love, and this is like peak 2000s Johnny Depp. I was really interested in seeing this movie when it came out in 2007, but I didn't make it to the theaters and have never watched it on streaming or on satellite, whatever. I do know that it's based on a Broadway production, I believe, some form of a play, musical play, that was an adaptation of a 19th century story that may have had some kind of historical basis. Let's jump in. Already got that spooky organ going. Nice. Oh, and I also know it's about a barber who's killing people. I think it's maybe like Revenge or something. Ooh, Alan Rickman. I don't know if I knew or remembered that. Nice. Okay, Sacha Baron Cohen. Really good actor. Man, this opening theme is great. String stabs reminds me of Psycho. John Logan. All right, he wrote Gladiator and Star Trek Nemesis, which I actually liked a lot better than most Star Trek fans did. Okay.
No, there's no place like London.
Okay.
Mr. Todd, you will learn.
Okay. I don't know if I've ever heard Johnny Depp sing legitimately, like for real. Maybe on Pirates of the Caribbean, we just, drunk pirate song or something.
Oh, the cruelty of men is as wondrous as Peru, but there's no place like London.
It takes a little bit more skill to sing with an accent than just to sing in your regular voice. Not that it's not his voice, but it's not his actual accent.
I beg your indulgence, Anthony. My mind is far from easy.
Man, he's doing such a great job.
There was a barber and his wife, and she was beautiful.
The baby too, okay.
He was
She looks familiar.
naive.
All right, Rickman.
Saw that she was
Snape.
beautiful.
This is like a Harry Potter cast reunion. Peter Pettigrew. I can never think of the actor's name, but I remember Peter Pettigrew.
Wait, to know so beautiful. And the lady said,
An effective way to set up the backstory, get that in succinctly.
I'd like to thank you, Anthony. If you hadn't spotted me, I'd be lost on the ocean still.
Okay, so it was a rescue. Yeah, this so far is really good. The atmosphere of this, nice.
A customer. Wait, what's your rush? What's your hurry? You gave me such a fright, I thought you was a ghost. What was that? But you think we had the plague? From the way that people keep avoiding? No, you don't. Heaven knows I tried. You, I can hardly blame them. These are probably the worst times in London
Is this considered a continuation of the same song, or have we gotten a second song? But it seems like we've just really been one continuous music number here from the beginning, other than just a couple of lines of dialogue while the score's going.
Mrs. Mooney has a pie shop, does her business, but I noticed something weird. Lately, all her neighbours' cats have disappeared, and times is hard, so
Oh,
even harder than the worst part.
I have a hard time looking at stuff like that. Roaches crawling over the food, out of the food. Oh, with the rolling pin, my goodness. So far, they've introduced the two leads here in a very brisk, succinct manner where you kind of get immediately the setup of their characters, their history.
There was a barber and his wife.
Okay, so we're obviously this. I feel like that's what we're supposed to get. That this was his former place. But we got confirmation.
Barker, his name was. Benjamin Barker.
What was his crime?
Foolishness.
But would they pin on him?
There was this judge, you see, wanted her like mad. Every day sent her a flower. The judge, he tells her, is all contrite. He blames himself for her dreadful plight. She must come straight to his house tonight.
This is not gonna end well.
He was there all right, and he not so contrite.
This is a disturbing sequence. The whole mask thing, and the subject matter. What's going on? Yeah, that was a hard scene to watch.
Where is my wife?
She poisoned herself. Arsenic. And he's got your daughter.
Man.
15 years. Sweating and living hell on a false charge.
Well, I can't say the years have been particularly kind to you, Mr. Barker.
No. It's Todd now. Sweeney Todd.
It's so funny. His acting and accent is just really a bubble off of his Captain Jack Sparrow character, yet it feels totally different. So far, this also isn't really too into the weird Tim Burton side. Maybe it'll get more into that as this goes on, or it may just be more into a little bit of the grotesque. Like that ball scene, the masquerade ball scene, was a little bit kind of disturbing, but still wasn't necessarily weird. Like Tim Burton can get a little too weird for me, some of which I mentioned in Beetlejuice, even though I did like the movie. But so far, this is much more palatable to my personal taste than some of Tim's work.
Could have sold them, but I didn't.
This is barbering utensils. Yeah. Straight razors. I take it those are going to see a lot of action over the course of this picture.
Well, I've come home to find you waiting.
I don't have a lot of experience with modern musicals, so I don't know. I say modern, I mean, I know this is several years old by now. The Broadway version was even older than that. It's very different from old school musicals that I grew up with, where you open up with a number, and then you have a couple of scenes with no numbers, and then you got a number. This feels like just really a continuous music number with where some of the sections have dialogue instead of lyrics. And I don't know if that's something that's normal in modern Broadway. Those of you who know, let me know in the comments.
My lucky friend, still now you're shine. Was merely silver.
Silver's good enough for me.
Leave me. At last, my arm is complete again.
Incomplete as a person without the blades. Interesting. I'm also glad he told her to leave, because I feel like if he would have embraced her as a lover right after finding out that his wife died, that would not have looked good on him as the protagonist. Even though I know he's supposed to end up being a murderer, but obviously we're supposed to feel sympathy for him and that he's justified in what he's about to do, because justice failed him, and it's failing those who... is this the daughter, or she's going to end up falling in love with the boy from the ship? He reminds me of Cody Smith McPhee, but I don't know this actor. I don't know her either. From this angle and this lighting, she kind of reminds me of Elle Fanning. This is the first song that's kind of felt more like an independent piece, even though it still just seems to be a flowing soundtrack.
Could you tell me whose house this is?
That's the great Judge Turpin's house, that is.
Well, we got it concealed.
Keeps her snug, he does. All locked up. Or any other young man with mischief on his mind.
What was her face concealed? Is that supposed to be... That wasn't Helena Bonham Carter's character, surely. Is that just more for atmosphere, more for effect? Interesting. There's not going to be some kind of twist, is there, where Johnny Depp and the wife weren't actually good people and maybe the judge actually is good? I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know. It may be straight, like it's being set up.
I have them all here. Drawings of everything.
Okay, yeah, so he's probably not a good guy. Like no twist.
Would you like to see?
His character.
You gandered at my ward, Joanna. You gandered at her. Yes, sir, you gandered.
I meant no harm.
You're me.
I love Alan Rickman. Okay, yeah, so I don't think we're in store for a twist. Man. Brutal. Okay. He is undeterred. Did she go report him to Alan Rickman? Because I'm wondering if she having been raised by this terrible person, maybe she's not that great herself. I kind of feel like the music has ended now for the first time. Wow, we're already 30 minutes into this. Wow. Such a brisk watch. Feels like we just started. Yeah, this is kind of like a low-class Count of Monte Cristo.
Do you wake every morning in shame and despair to discover your pillow is covered with hair? On the top of my head.
Now, why would a kid be losing his hair except for maybe malnutrition or something? But like, I don't get the sales pitch. What do you have, an older guy?
Sir, please activate your route, sir.
Keep it off your boots, sir. Reach right through.
So why are they trying to sabotage this? They just have a problem with charlatans, or okay, Sacha Baron Cohen, the rival barber, because it was being sold from a rival barber. That's why it was.
Yeah, I wager that I can shave a cheek with 10 times more dexterity.
Okay, he's trying to set this up to get business flowing in. All right, yeah, it's good plot point.
Do you see these razors? I lay them against £5. You are no match, sir. Will Beadle Bamford be the judge?
Glad, as always, to oblige my friends and neighbours.
Did he call him by name? Was that actually Sasha?
The winner is Todd.
Is he going to recruit the kid? You know, this is quickly becoming one of my favorite Tim Burton movies. Total perv. Okay, so I think we actually are supposed to get that she's good. I guess he could tell what was going on. He could see, he had a good angle, so he knows that she threw the key out.
Why doesn't the beetle come? Before the week is out. That's what he said.
Oh, he says the week's out. It's only Tuesday.
Easy now. Hush,
I like that shot. Shattered mirror reflections, nice.
The judge. When will we get to him?
Can't you think of nothing else? Always brooding away on your wrongs.
Yeah, he's become consumed with this. There's an argument that if the law is not going to give him justice and administer justice to those who grievously wronged him, then does he have the right to mete it out himself? And you can kind of go along with it a little bit more if he is working in the more in the name of justice than revenge, but this is more like he's being consumed by revenge, which makes it harder to root for him as protagonist. The sound mixed on this is really good too.
This girl has a guardian who keeps her locked away, but then this morning she dropped this. Surely a sign that Joanna wants me to help her. That's her name, Joanna. And Turpin is her guardian. He's a judge of some sort. Once he goes to court, I'm going to slip into the house, release her, and beg her to come away with me tonight. And I need somewhere safe to bring her till I've hired a coach to take us away. If I could keep her here just for an hour or two, I'd be forever in your debt.
Bring her here, love.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, my friend. Thank you, Mum.
The way Johnny Depp played that scene, excellent, excellent.
What is it? You'll have her back before the day's out.
What about him?
Him? That's a throat to slit, my dear. Hello. So you doing here?
He gonna dispatch Cohen here, and the boy's gonna work for him.
Mr. Todd.
Signor Pirelli.
David Connor's a name when it's not professional.
Okay.
Alarm me £5 back if you don't mind.
Total charlatan.
So that you might remember to be a bit more forthright in the future. Mr. Benjamin Barker.
To tell the truth, it gets awful what?
Don't remember me, do you? Why should you? I was just a little nipper you hired for a couple of weeks sweeping up hair. I remember these.
As good as the music is in this, I prefer just a straight narrative with dialogue, sections, and scenes.
What do you say to that now? Mr. Sweeney Todd.
Yep. Wow, okay. Gonna bludgeon him to death. I was expecting the razor. Guess that comes later. Oh. He's gonna recruit the boy, right? Not kill him?
Signor Pirelli's been called away.
How would you like to come work for me?
So, Mrs. Lovett give you a pie, did she? Tell you what. Won't you tell Mrs. Lovett that I said to give you a nice big tot of gin?
Thank you, sir.
He's not dead. Okay, so he's gonna use the razor. All right. I thought the hand jerking was from the nerves. Oh, wow. Ooh. Man.
I have news for you, my friend. In order to shield her from the evils of this world, I have decided to marry my dear Joanna.
Oh, sir,
Creep.
and stubble up on your cheek.
Surely he's not gonna dispatch him this early in the movie. This has got to be like the climax murder.
I know a place, my lord, a barber, my lord of skill. Thus armed with a shaven face, my lord, some eau de cologne to praise, my lord, and must to enhance the chase, my lord, you'll dazzle the girl until.
And it doesn't mean anything to them that this guy set up the shop at the barber shop of the guy that they falsely imprisoned and the wife and all that.
You're barking mad. Killing a man what done you no harm.
You recognise me from the old days. Tried to blackmail me.
Oh, well, that's a different matter.
Okay, well, sure.
For a moment there, I thought you lost your marbles. So,
Todd didn't even think about the money. He didn't care about the money.
Send him up.
That makes it harder to root for him with him wanting to kill the kid.
The judge.
Need to change your sleeves.
Get out!
Yeah, put the coat on. There you go, yeah. Even better.
Mr. Todd.
Mr. Walter.
You know me, sir.
Who in this wide world does not know the great Judge Turpin?
I mean, does he really look that different from when he was younger that they wouldn't pick up on it, and the fact that he's a barber and back at the same place? And we're already halfway through this thing.
In a merry mood today, Mr.
Surely he's just going to trim him up this time, and then when he comes back later, going to kill him. Because I just don't see... This has got to be the climactic kill. Can't kill him this early in the movie. Unless he's going to get out of the way and this just become bloodthirsty and start killing innocent people or something, I don't know. Or people who's never done anything to him. Who have never done anything to him.
Sipping coffee, dancing pretty women are a wonder. Pretty women.
This is probably my favorite melody so far.
Pretty women, blowing out the...
I never thought I would hear a Johnny Depp, Alan Rickman duet.
How they make a man sing proof of heaven.
Great job of building the tension here, and I'm thinking it's not going to have a payoff. I think it's going to actually just shave him. I don't think it's going to cut him.
Todd, I've seen Joanna and she said she'd leave with me tonight.
I'll make sure that neither you nor any other man shall ever set eyes on her again. As for you, Barbara, and hold their custom. They all have none of mine.
Mr. Todd, you have to help.
Man.
Mr. Todd, please. Mr. Todd!
Out! Because the lives of the wicked should be made brief. For the rest of us, death will be a relief. We all deserve to die. All right, you, sir. How about a shave?
I think this was in the trailer. I've seen this clip somewhere. He thinks that the vengeance is going to give him salvation. It's not.
Practice on less honorable fronts.
Yeah. Unless he's going to kill criminals from the lower class. It's going to be hard to keep rooting for him at all. I mean, it's already kind of hard to root for him anyway because, you know, the whole thing isn't great. But it's going to be a lot harder to feel sympathy for him if he just starts killing random people off the street in practice for killing Alan Rickman.
That's all very well, but what are we going to do about him? Hello?
Pies.
Seems a downright shame.
Shame.
Seems an awful waste. Such a nice plump frame. What's his name? Has. Nor he can't be traced. I mean, with the price of meat, what it is. When you get it, if you get it.
Mrs. Lovett, what a charming notion.
Well,
Eminently
it does
practical,
seem
yet
a
What
appropriate
a
as
charming
always.
notion. And this is so morbid.
It's priest. Have a little priest.
Is it really good?
So it's too good, at least.
Haven't you got poet or something like that?
Now you see the trouble with poet is how do you know it's deceased? Try the priest. Lawyer's rather nice.
Come on, surely he's not going to start actually killing people that are innocent, that are good. I mean, she's obviously pushing for it.
Those below serving those up above. Know that those above will serve those down below.
Okay, so the idea here that as long as he's killing from the upper classes, it's okay. The dancing with the cleaver close to her neck, and she's got the rolling pin. I don't know if that's something from the original Broadway production or something that they did for this, but that's a nice touch.
Meaning anyone and to anyone.
So it's getting a little too morbid for me.
A gentleman knocks before entering a lady's room.
Indeed he does, but I see no lady. Think on your sins.
Joanna! Where are you taking her? Tell me or I swear off! You killed me, boy! Here I stand! Joanna!
I feel like the sailor is the one with the most moral character. Like he's actually trying to get this girl out of a bad situation and marry her, presumably. So he seems to be the one that we should be rooting for the most in this picture. All right, so he just Killing who he will. Ooh, man, that was rough. But these people, they're disappearing. It's gotta be throwing suspicion on him if anybody knew any of these people were going to the barber and then disappeared.
And if I
Why are they all coming to the barbershop at night? Man, that spinal crack's getting me, man. Was she the woman that came up to the sailor? I haven't learned his name yet. I didn't commit to memory. At the beginning, that they were hiding her face, or just some random woman. Okay. So we see that he has a line he won't cross. Grand reopening tonight. Now that they've got enough meat saved up. Ugh.
Toby, throw the old woman out. What's my secret?
Still got to keep an eye on household expenditure.
Oh, this is
Which isn't to
the
say we couldn't get some
brightest
nice
shot we've had. I don't think that we've seen any green,
Mr. T,
anything
listening to me?
alive.
Of course.
No blue skies.
We got a nice, respectable business now. Money coming in regular like. And since we're careful to pick and choose strangers, people that won't be missed, who's going to catch on?
Okay, so I'm confused here. So I got they were looking from the upper classes. If that were the case, then they would be missed. And the people that he was shaving looked like they were a little bit more affluent. But now they're saying no, they're picking people that won't be missed. So, maybe I missed something. Maybe I missed something.
Don't you love the weather?
I like this sequence because it's kind of giving us a little break in the monotony of the dark. Even though the film still has this dark quality to it, it's brighter scenes, brighter sets. We're outdoors, we're open as opposed to being enclosed and dark and dirty in the city. I feel like we needed the reprieve as an audience.
Mr. Todd, Mrs. Lovett, Mum.
What is it, Anthony?
He has her locked in a madhouse.
Where do you suppose all the wig makers of London go to obtain their hair? Bedlam. They get it from the lunatics of Bedlam.
Don't understand.
We shall set you up as a wig maker's apprentice.
Yes, Mum.
So we got 25 minutes left. Got to be approaching the climax here.
Do you know where the Old Bailey is?
Yes, sir. Not I ever been there.
Take this there. Seek out a Judge Turpin. We put that into his hands.
And while I'm out, do you mind if I stop by the grocer just to...
No. You're not to stop. You're not to speak. You're to deliver the letter. Do you understand?
Man, Johnny Depp's so good. One of the greatest actors of his generation. And again, I said this earlier, I feel like this is peak Depp, 2000s.
Where you been, lad?
Mr. Todd sent me on an errand. If there was someone around. Someone bad. Only you didn't know it.
What do you mean, someone bad?
Is he referring to Todd?
What is all this foolishness? What are you
Yeah,
talking
what's
about?
what's the point here? What's
Little things that I've been thinking. About Mr. Todd.
okay, so it is Todd.
How about I give you a nice, shiny new pen?
That's Signor Pirelli's purse.
No, it's not. Just something Mr. T gave me for my birthday.
That proves it. We gotta go, Mum. We gotta find the beetle and get the law here.
Oh no, are they gonna kill the boy?
Nothing's gonna hold you. No one
Wow. I'm not sure how this is gonna come together here. Is she gonna end up killing Todd, protecting the boy? Is Todd gonna end up killing the boy because he finds out that he knows? I like the mother-son dynamic that's developed here between these two.
What a stink, ain't there?
What's that there?
Good grief. she is.
That one there has the shade I need.
Now, where shall I cut?
Not another word, Mr. Fogg, or it will be your last. I leave you to the mercy of your children.
Okay, well, they could have attacked him at any point, right? So that was a little... Even though I know this isn't completely realistic.
Excuse me, sir. Get me fright.
Not my intention, good madam, I assure you. There's been some complaints about the stink from your chimney.
Why don't you come upstairs? Let me pamper you. Ladies will greatly appreciate it, sir.
Well, you are the expert in these matters.
Okay, so what is her role going to be in this? Is he going to be down there when the body falls? Uh-oh. Piece of a finger didn't get her toe, didn't get ground up. It's like the end of Soylent Green, if anybody's ever seen that old Charlton Heston picture. Yep.
Please, let me out! Let me out!
I'm surprised they didn't show the killing of Peter Pettigrew there.
Toby?
Man, if they kill the kid, ugh. Or did she know that he was gonna have to be killed, and that's why she locked him down there, because she knew it was gonna have to be done? Good grief, man.
Nothing's gonna harm you, darling.
Is he gonna end up killing her too?
Todd!
Hasn't he learned not to just
I'll return with the
burst
coaching
in
lesson
like
half an
that?
hour. When we're free of this place, all the ghosts will go away.
No, Anthony. They never go away.
I'll be right back to you. Half an hour and we'll be free.
No good hiding, I saw you. Are you in there still, Beetle?
Oh no, they're not gonna confuse her for the boy and kill her, are they? Oh, that's the... I see what that is, okay.
Who are you?
Don't I know you, mister?
That's not his wife, is it? For a minute there, I thought they were gonna go with his wife when he wasn't dead. That was her, and...
She has seen the arrow away.
Excellent, my friend.
How about a shave?
He's got to do it here, right?
Pretty women.
8 minutes left.
Years no doubt have changed me, sir. But then I suppose the face of a barber.
Realization.
Benjamin Barker.
Oh, wow. Good grief. No.
Have you led?
No, I...
No. No, 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 no. Don't kill the daughter. Don't kill the daughter.
Forget my face.
Die! Don't ever die!
He's still alive? There's no way that he was still alive. Is that the wife? Is that gonna be the twist? It's the wife. And that was her that talked to the sailor earlier, and that's why they had her face covered so much, because it was too bright. If you'd have seen the face, you'd be able to recognize her early in the picture. Man, oh. Wow.
You lied to me.
No, no, not lied at all.
She survived
No, I never lied. Said
poison.
she took poison, she did. Never said that she died. Just
Living it, really living it.
She's throwing the fire. Yep. Yep. that the boy...
A foolish barber and his wife.
Is he gonna kill Todd?
And she was very
Oh, wow. Lifting his head. So the boy can kill him. He's got to know the boy's there, right? And he's letting him slit his throat. Wow. Man, what a sequence. Is this going to be the last scene? Oh, wow. So we're just supposed to get that the daughter and the sailor, she left, got back with him, and they went and started a new life. Wow. Let me double check, make sure there's not an end credit scene. I don't think this is that kind of movie. Wow, okay. I really would have liked to have seen one scene to kind of wrap up with the daughter and the sailor. I kind of get why they didn't do that, that was it, that he spared her and said, forget my face, and she's obviously going to leave, but she's got to get back up with the sailor. Unless I missed something. Where did he go anyway? She's going to find Todd? Anyway, I felt like they should have had one more scene to wrap that up. But, yeah, what a film. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Probably the Tim Burton movies. I haven't seen every Tim Burton movie there is to see. But as far as the Burton movies that I have seen, I grew up with the original Batman. If the nostalgia factor wasn't still there for that one, this would probably be my favorite Tim Burton movie. Because this was just so well done. The direction is on another level. It's really, really high class. After having just watched Beetlejuice, which again was good, a little bit outside of my tastes and preferences, but there was a quirkiness to it and kind of there was an artsiness to it, but maybe some of the technical proficiency, the framing of the shots wasn't as good as something like this. Now in his later career when he's a seasoned director, this was just directed masterfully. The cast was excellent. Even the more minor players like the kid, Sailor, the daughter, but particularly the main cast with Depp. You had Cohen, Helena Bonham Carter, Alan Rickman, Peter Pettigrew, whose real name I have got to commit to memory instead of just calling him his Harry Potter character name. But the story, it's constructed in such a way where you immediately have sympathy for the guy because he was framed for some crime. We don't even know what it was. If they ever got that, I missed it, but it didn't seem to say what the crime was at the beginning of the story when they were establishing the backstory. He was framed by a crooked judge, so the judge could take his wife, and then the wife wouldn't have him, so he violated her. You think the wife's dead, and we know the daughter has been adopted by the judge, and he's a giant creep, and he's planning on marrying her, and he keeps her locked up in the house. That really gives us sympathy for Sweeney Todd, and it kind of makes us want to root for him because even though, yeah, he's kind of doing it for revenge, but he's also meting out justice because the law is not going to bring these people to justice, and it's not going to undo the injustice that was done to Sweeney Todd. So we're kind of rooting for him, but it switches from him just being there to take revenge on the people that wronged him, and you could argue mete out justice to the people that wronged him, but it goes to another level when he starts just killing these people. So then it becomes like you can't really be rooting for this guy. I mean, you still want Snape. You still want Alan Rickman, the judge, to have justice meted out against him, and the Peter Pettigrew character. But as Sweeney Todd descends more into just a murderous rampage, you can't really root for him to be the one that does it. Or if he is the agent of justice against these bad guys, somebody has to be an agent of justice against him too, because he's gone. He's evil. He's lost. And then he ends up kind of getting his own comeuppance by killing his wife, who he thinks dead. and then you find out how evil Helena Bonham Carter was, which you already knew that she was much more from the get-go, very pragmatic in her approach to morality, if you will. So justice has to be meted out to her. He does that. And then somebody has to mete out justice for the wrong that Sweeney Todd's done. And it was a character who was really innocent. Like, of all the characters, you could make a case for the sailor to have been the one to kill him, but the way the plot was structured, that didn't really make as much sense. To have the boy be the one to do it, I don't think there was a character that was more appropriate to end up being the final hand of justice and taking Sweeney Todd out. I love that movie. That is one of the best movies I've seen in a while. One of my favorite movies I've seen in a while. The dark atmosphere. Again, I mentioned the acting, the directing, the story, the musical part of this. Going in as a singer-songwriter, as a musician, as somebody who likes musicals, particularly old school musicals, I'd say. Going into this, I thought that was what was really going to hook me, that this was something that was going to be a kind of a horror, grotesque horror type, almost a slasher type picture, but not in like the Michael Myers type thing, but the slashing that you've got this serial killer who's killing people, but in his shop. But with a musical score and lyrics, I thought that this was going to be more of a dark comedy, and there were some darkly comedic elements in there, and I thought I was going to really enjoy the musical aspect of it. For me, I did like the music. I did think that the songs were good, but it was a little weird for me. It's not really how I know musicals. It's not the way musicals were structured that I grew up with, that I watched. And I ended up preferring all the parts between the music more. The scenes where it was just dialogue and the characters interacting not through song. Don't get me wrong. I did like the music. I did enjoy it. I did think that was really cool and interesting and different for this particular genre. But if they would have made this not a musical, I still would have enjoyed it just as much, if not more, I feel like, than it being a musical. But still, enjoyed the music. Really good. I would say great on every level here. There were some parts that were a little difficult to watch. Some I feel like they could have toned down a little bit. I know for me personally anyway. But yeah, this is top tier for me. What do you think about this picture? I figured if you're watching this is a film that you've seen before and that you like. Where does this rank in your Tim Burton filmography, if you're a Tim Burton fan? Where does this rank in your Johnny Depp filmography, if you're a Johnny Depp fan? And where does this rank in your musical filmography, if you're a musical fan? Let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think about the video, and we'll see you next time.